Hey guys, Scott here and welcome to the Rogue Review. I'm currently on my lunch break, but I watched Game of Thrones this morning. As soon as I woke up, I watched Game of Thrones and I couldn't wait till this evening to talk about it. So let's talk about it now. So Game of Thrones episode 5, not 5? Flip, we're not there yet. Episode 3, Oathbreaker. And so this is an exciting series. Last episode was one of the best in Game of Thrones history, one of the best. And in this episode, we really catch up on the events of that, and several plot lines, several stories are pushed forwards. We finally catch up with Sam and Gilly on the boat heading to Old Town, and it's setting up what is going to happen. He's telling her that he's going to have to take her to Hornhill to his family, and we know that he doesn't get on with his dad. So that'll be interesting to see where that goes. What's gonna happen when he gets there? You know, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with him at the Citadel, but I'm a little bit more excited to see what's going to happen when Sam shows up at his doorstep, with his with this wildling woman with a baby that has his name, and she in this episode says that he's the father of her child, which isn't true, but that's the way she sees it, and so I think Sam's going to get in real trouble. I think it's going to provide some comedy, but I really think that Sam's storyline's building somewhere, and I think there's some importance to Gilly's child, because he's the last of Craster's sons, and Craster's sons make up the most of the White Walker army. So, what would I'm thinking this. I'm thinking, are the White Walkers marching south because they're coming after the baby, and that's their main reason for marching south? I mean, I doubt it, but it's a theory. It's a theory. Anywho, so. The thing we're watching this episode mostly for is Jon Snow. Now he's resurrected. What's going to happen? Seeing everyone's reactions, and he seems like a changed guy. I've watched some videos, and some people think, "Oh, he hasn't changed," but I think they're just not paying attention, because you can clearly see on Jon Snow's face that he's there's something different. There's something else going on behind the eyes, because people keep going, "Are you the same dude? What's going on?" And he seems a bit darker. He still feels like Jon Snow, but there's something slightly changed, something different, which is really exciting. I'm excited to see where he takes his character. And at the end of the episode, the last line is, he gives Dolores Ed, his friend at the Watch, his cloak, and says, "This is yours now. I'm giving you Castle Black," because he says, "My watch has ended," and it has, and I'm so happy about that. I feared that in the episode he sort of sat there quietly in his Lord Commander sort of uniform, and he's got the option to stay there. He's got the option to stay at the wall, but no, he throws it off, and now Jon Snow is a free man, and he's going to go kick some ass. And I think I know where he's going. I think Mr. Jon Snow is going to be going down to Winterfell, because Ramsay has his little brother, his littlest brother, Rickon, who we've not seen since the end of Series 3. He's back. Him and Osha are back. I feared that if they brought Rickon back, that Osha would be dead, but they're both alive, and I'm scared. I'm really scared for them, because I feel like Rickon is going to get flayed living, and burn, and it's... yeah, I really don't want to see that, but I feel it's happening, and I feel it will really propel the story forwards. But that's the thing with Game of Thrones. Some of the moments in it are really hardcore and really hard to watch. Like Shireen burning last season. This is just, if they do that to Rickon, it's like, well, he wasn't much for character, but at the same time, he's a Stark, and they've killed his wolf. How can they kill his wolf? And that, for me, is foreshadowing what's going to happen to him. I think Ramsay. I can't see Ramsay keeping him alive. But perhaps the next episode will be Ramsay sending a letter to the wall to Jon Snow saying, I have your brother, come fight me." And that's going to lead to a big battle in the north, with Jon Snow leading one side and Ramsay leading the other, the two bastards of the north, fighting. I think that'll be incredible. I think this season will end with a huge sword fight between Jon Snow and Ramsay, and it will end up with Jon Snow putting a sword through Ramsay's face. It's so dark, but I can't wait. I can't wait. And everywhere else, stuff's brewing. Down in King's Landing, it really felt like season 2, season 3 vibes. You know, the politics, you know, underpinning everything. You know, Cersei and Jaime are working together with Sir Gregor Clegane walking behind them, and they go into the small council. We see the new small council headed up by Cersei's uncle, Kevin Lannister, Tywin's brother, and Lady Tyrell's there. Mace Tyrell's back. You know, he's back from Bravos. And on top of that, we also have Pycelle, who's still there. He's sort of the only member of the small council. He's sort of survived all these different iterations after Ned Stark and Tyrion and Tywin and now Kevin. It's so funny that there's a character in Game of Thrones called Kevin. But anyway, so it's really setting up a lot there. Cersei's it's got up to no good. I don't know what's happening with the Faith Militant, but I really want to see them die brutally because they're just... The High Sparrow really annoys me, and their storyline is the only one for me that's a bit stagnant. Every time Tommen's in a scene, I feel like the energy's lowered, and I think because there's just not much to his character. I really want to see his character transform and do something before he inevitably dies because of the prophecy that Maggie the Frog gives Cersei when she's a girl. That we see in season 5. Anyway, I quite possibly think my favourite part of this episode is it's not even Bran's flashback, which is good and it's really important. There's an amazing scene, gets a young Ned, but for me, it's Arya. Actually, I think the way they did Arya's scenes here were really great and really pushed forward her character in a positive direction, and are pushing forwards the Faceless Men because she's getting trained by the Waif, and I just love the way they edited it. You know, she'd ask her a question and Arya wouldn't answer, and they'd whack her down, and she was going down all over the place, and by the end she sort of passed the test, and she's learning to fight back and gain strength without her eyesight, and Jaqen H'ghar, you know, at the end gives her a cup of water from that like evil water pool, you know, and which kills people, and he's like, you know, if a girl is no one, she's got nothing to fear, and so she drinks the water and her eyesight's back. Yes, her eyesight's back. So I'm really glad about that, and now I feel Arya's ready to be sent out on a mission, and who knows what that is, but the Waif, when she's fighting her, she says there's one more person on your list, and Arya says Walder Frey, and we see the Waif react. We see some actual humanity behind that face, because obviously she's no one, but there's someone behind there, someone who's possibly got something to do with Walder Frey, and we got a little bit of the Waif's story, or, you know, her fake story, in season 5, and now this is really feeding on that, making me think, actually, maybe that story she talked about her being the daughter of a lord is true. Maybe she's related to Walder Frey. Maybe Arya is going to kill Walder Frey. I think so. I think that's what it is. I think someone in Westeros has paid for a faceless man to come kill Walder Frey because of what he did at the end of season 3. It really feels here that there's a huge connection to season 3, with Rickon coming back and the Iron Islanders seeming to be back in a big way. Besides that, we see a bit of Dany, not too interesting, and it's great to see Varys being Varys and doing what Varys does. You know, he's really interesting. He stands out in that he wants to help people and be nice to people in order to encourage them to work with him rather than like torturing people. And so I really liked that we the prostitute from season 5 that we saw briefly in a few scenes helping the Sons of the Harpy, that it pays her off and sends her off to Pentos. So probably never see her again. But that's it. Obviously, I've gone on for quite a long time in this video, but it was a great episode. Really, really fun. Really, it set up a lot, but not in a way where it was set up and it wasn't a satisfying scene by itself. I think we got satisfying set up scenes that put you on the edge of your seat and start provoking questions. I love that about this show. It start provoking questions about where's this character going, where they go next. So after the end of last week, I was just like, I just want to see what's next, and now I'm like, I want to see what's next, but the questions I'm going to be asking in my head about where characters are going, you know, are going to keep feeding me for the next week. So yeah, I've been Scott. Thanks for watching this The Rogue Review. Comment, like, subscribe, tell me what you think. And yeah, Game of Thrones. Man, I'm so glad it's back. Anyway, Catch you later, guys. Peace.